You are broke and miserable because you're a coward. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. You know, there's a lot of people out there. They have a job. They go to the job 40 hours a week, sometimes more. They don't want to be there. They're bored all the time. Maybe they have a crappy boss. And they structure their whole lives around their free time, around their independence. They live for the weekends. Oh, I can't wait till Friday so I can go home and swill some beers and go play my video games and hang out with my girlfriend who's probably, cheating on me with the neighbor. They have very sad lives because they don't have anything really going for them for the future. It's all about tolerating a job that they don't like, tolerating things that make them miserable, or at least not happy, in order to have brief moments of freedom on the weekend. Oh, I can't wait. Oh my God, it's hump day, it's Wednesday. And it's really sad because they blame external forces for their misery. They blame everything else for themselves. And they don't realize that even if they, don't hate their job, they're really living a terrible life. Now, let me explain. In life, you have a choice. You can try to achieve greatness, which is going to take a lot of struggle, a lot of pain, and you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of free time. Or you can settle for a lot less, where you're in the situation that I just described. Now, a lot of people, they want to attain greatness easily. They think it should be easy. And some people, they choose to gamble on stocks or crypto. And other people, they buy lottery tickets. Basically, they're trapped in a horrible situation. And their only escape is blind luck. And it's really all a lie. And most likely, you're not going to make it. And even if they do buy a lotto ticket and they make a ton of money and they think they're finally going to be happy, they don't ever become truly happy. The money doesn't make them happy. They adapt to their new scenario, and they either blow the money or they somehow maintain the money, but they live like basically a life of leisure, and it doesn't make them happy. People are scared. They don't want to take risks. They don't want to, put in the effort to really make themselves great. And I'm here to tell you, you need to change your mentality. You do not want to be living your entire life going to work, hating your job, and living for the weekends. If you're living for the weekends, if the weekend is just a thing that you do to chill and sit in your butt and do nothing, you're miserable. You're never going to make it. You're going to be depressed almost your whole life because you don't understand what you're really missing. And what you're really missing is struggle. You're missing the desire to attain an almost impossible goal. And that's not good. Let me explain. Let's say you want to make yourself better. You're going to have to be brave. You're going to have to be dedicated. You're going to have to put yourself out there on the internet. You're going to have to take criticism. You're going to have to put ungodly amount of hours into work. And there's a good chance that you might not succeed. I mean, I have a YouTube channel with 14,000 subscribers, but I'm not where I want to be. I'm not there yet. I'm still striving and struggling. And my entire life is basically consumed by trying to make myself better. But I had to take some risks to do that. Massive risks. Number one, I had to get out of the Army in order to make myself better. For a while, I was stuck in the Army. 5 years. And I was like, I'm going to stay in and I'm going to get my pension. I'm going to do 20 freaking years. And I hated it. I lived for the weekends. I hated getting up early in the morning to do PT. I like working out in the afternoon or in the evening. I hated deploying. I hated going to the National Training Center for a month and driving around the desert. I hated a lot about it. But I was terrified that if I got out of the Army, I wouldn't be able to, make a bunch of money, make myself great. I thought the only thing I could do was stay in the Army, stay in this job that was comfortable, simply for money. And at the end of the day, I would have had, if I'd stayed and done 20 years, I'm still in the reserves, whatever, it's for the healthcare. But if I'd stayed and done 20 years, I think I would have just been ungodly miserable. I think I would have been had crushing depression. And then after that, if I had retired from the Army, I don't think I would have achieved nirvana. I think I still would have been wanting to do something else. So I got out of the Army. And at the time, it was absolutely terrifying because I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have any skills. I was useless as an economic unit. And then I became a financial advisor. And I realized it was a disgusting scam. It was a terrible industry. And I quit that. So I got out of the Army, became a financial advisor, quit that. And now I was just this guy with no skills. And I was thinking, what am I doing with my life? And I kind of settled into a routine where I just drank a lot and sat around and played video games. And I don't think I was happy. And then I discovered accounting, right? I discovered accounting. And I started studying accounting, and I got my degrees, and I got my licenses. But I took the easy route, and I decided to work at NASA because of the pension. Oh, I'm going to have a great pension if I just stick around till I'm 57, dealing with DEI and incompetency, and probably be getting screwed over for promotions if I had stayed. And after a bunch of turmoil, I quit NASA too. That's right. But I finally decided to take a risk. I said, either I can continue to do these stupid jobs for the benefits and the pay, or I could do something that I truly enjoy. And I could be myself. That's right. Mr. Uncombed hair, shirtless. And I went on YouTube, and it was a huge risk, right? And it's still a big risk. Because now that I'm on YouTube, my face is out there in the public. People can find my channel, right? I've applied for jobs where I know I've been ghosted by employers because of my YouTube channel. And there's always the chance that I can get in trouble at my current job because I'm on YouTube. I don't think I will, but you never freaking know, all right? So it's a huge risk. You have to be brave. Because if you don't have bravery and you're a coward, you get stuck in these jobs and you can never even try to attain something that can make you great. It's cowardice. You get too comfortable and you get scared of the unknown, and it's terrifying. That's right. I was terrified. I had a lot of turmoil in the last couple of years. Moving between jobs, get worried about getting fired from jobs because of YouTube. It's been a lot of turmoil and a lot of stress. But at the end of the day, I think it's better than the life I had at NASA waiting for a pension, or, in the Army trying to stick around with all that nonsense for 20 years, deploying all the time and, never seeing your family. But you got to take the risk at the beginning in order to get there. You have to be brave. And the reason you're not happy and the reason you're broke is because you're not taking risks. Now, this YouTube channel may never blow up. I don't consider myself blown up at this point. I may always be stuck where I'm at, making decent side money, with all this effort. But there's also the chance that I could one day become big on YouTube. And if I were to become big on YouTube, I'm making a fortune and I'm doing something that I truly enjoy doing. And that, I think, will be much more satisfying than sticking around for a stupid pension. Like, imagine if I had 1 million subscribers and I could just clown around and make fun of dorks and be shirtless and scream and just do basically what I want to do and be financially free and be able to say whatever I freaking want. The possibility of attaining that is worth the risk, in my opinion, of not, ever being great in a corporate career. I mean, I've got a great job, but I'm never going to be the CEO of my company. I work for a pretty decent sized company. Could you imagine if I was the CEO and they found me on YouTube? Not good. So I had to be brave and take the risk and throw away that life where I could be up high in a corporation, but I don't think I'd be enjoying myself. And I'd have to basically live for the weekends. So the whole lesson of this is you have to be brave. You have to take strategic risks. Getting out of the Army for me was a huge risk. Quitting NASA was an enormous risk. Those are the two big ones right there. Both secure jobs, both had pensions, both, if you just stick around, you can make it. But I'm actually, in retrospect, reflecting, I'm glad I did it and I had the balls to do it. And at some point, I'm going to have to take another risk when I quit my full-time job, once I build up my taxes and all that. And that's going to be terrifying as well. But the fear of what could potentially happen, the fear of failure, will hold me back more than taking the risk. You will never achieve greatness. You will never have the potential to achieve greatness if you never take risks. If you live a life of fear and basically misery. So that's my thoughts. That's my philosophizing for the morning. What do you guys think? Do you think it's fear and cowardice that are keeping you broke and unhappy, keeping you living for the weekends? Or do you think it's something else? Let me know. Check out the pinned comment if you want to read my book, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, or if you want a sponsored video. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.